Hello everyone, welcome back to the battlefield. Not the type of battlefield you would expect though, is it? This is KatawaShoujo, a visual novel made by someone on the Renpai. Anyways, let's get this started. A light breeze causes the naked Wow. Alright, I'm just gonna click over these after a few seconds. You guys can read them if you want. This is a popular retreat for couples in the summer. Screw it. You can read that too. But now in the late winter, it feels like I'm standing under a pile of kindling. I breathe into my cupped hands and rub them together furiously to prevent them from numbing in this cold. Just how long am I expected to wait out here anyways? I'm sure the note said 4 o'clock p.m. Ah yes, the note. Slipped between the pages of my math book while I wasn't looking. As far as cliches go, I'm more of a fan of a letter in the locker, but at least this way it shows a bit of an initiative. You're a sap! As I ponder the meaning of the note, the snowfall gradually thickens. The snowflakes silently falling from the white-painted sky are the only sign of time passing in this stagnant world. Sorry, I had to take a break. My lungs are not really good. Asthma. Their slow descent upon the frozen forest makes it seem like time is slowed to a crawl. The rustling of the dry snow underfoot startles me, interrupting the quiet mood. Someone is approaching me from behind. Hisao? You came? Hisao. You know what? He just gets called this guy. A hesitating, barely audible question. However, I recognize the owner of that I didn't realize anyone else described people as dainty. Dainty voice instantly. I feel my heart skip a beat. It's a voice I've listened to hundreds of times, but never as more than an Wow. Dude, you're creepy. Eavesdropper to a conversation. I turn to face this voice, the voice of my dreams, and my heart begins to race. What, we don't get to see her face? Huh. Iwanako? I got a note telling me to wait here. It was yours? Damn it, I spent all afternoon trying to come up with a good line, and that was the best result. Pathetic. No shit. Yes. I asked a friend to give you that note. I'm so glad you got it. Don't. I'm not good at doing voices. A shy, joyous smile that makes me so tense I couldn't move a single muscle even if I tried. Why? Oh god, is this gonna be like freaking SCP? My heart is pounding now, as if it were trying to burst out from my chest and claim this girl for itself. So, here we are, out in the cold. Once again, the wind stirs up the branches. The big word noise is music to my ears. Iwanako flinches ever so softly against the gust of wind. She's in a fucking skirt, dude. As it passes, she rights herself as if supported by some new confidence. Her eyes lock with mine and she lazily twirls her long, dark hair around her face. Why can we not see her face? I would like to see her face. All the while, the anxious beating of my heart grows louder. Oh god. My throat is tight. I doubt I could even force a word out if I tried. You see? Oh, hang on. You see? I wanted to know if you'd go out with me. Also, guys, these are the classic signs of a heart attack, just an FYI. I stand there motionless, save for my pounding heart. I think that meant safe, but hey. I want to say something in reply, but my vocal cords feel like they've been stretched beyond the point of breaking. Yes, this is a classic sign of a heart attack. Hisao? Still can't pronounce that name right. I reach up and try to massage my throat, but this only sends spikes of blinding pain along my arms. Hisao! God, that's probably terrible on your ears. Anyways, I'll just talk normally for everyone. Screw it. My whole body freezes, save for my eyes, which shoot open in terror. God, the freaking book of diseases in SCP is now coming to mind. Hisao! Hisao! The beating in my chest suddenly stops, and I go weak at the knees. Okay, so we already die. The world around me, the canopy of bare branches, the dull winter sky, Iwanako walking towards me, or running towards me, all these things fade to black. The last things I remember before slipping away are the sounds of Iwanako screaming for help, and the incessant clatter of the branches above. And slow fade into this. Four Leaf Studios proudly presents KatawaShoujo. Still not sure if I'm pronouncing any of this right. Inspiration, Rada. Good God, that's a lot of names. Still a lot of names. Hey, Kagami. Hey, I know Blue 123. That's actually funny. Art. Why is there, Alright, you know, I'm just gonna... We had a heart attack and we're apparently staring surgical equipment down? Oh, clock. This is a clock of freaking death. Engineering Delta. Where's Omega and Alpha? Oops, Suriko. It's been 4 months since my heart attack. Hey, look at that. Ooh, nice hospital room. In that whole time, I can probably count the times I've left this hospital room unsupervised on one hand. 4 months is a pretty long time when you're left alone with your thoughts, so I've had plenty of times to come to terms with my situation. Arrhythmia? That sounds about right. Yeah, arrhythmia. A strange word. A foreign alien one. One that you don't want to be in the same room with. Arrhythmia, for a fun fact. Wait, it might explain. Yeah, okay, it explains, like, the most generic explanation it gives. A rare condition, it causes the heart to act erratically and occasionally beat way too fast. It can be fatal. Apparently I've had it for a long time. They said it was a miracle that I was able to go on so long without anything happening. Arrhythmia is not just a erratic heartbeat, it's also signs of a weak heart. Is that really a miracle? I guess it was supposed to make me feel better, more appreciative of my life. It really didn't do anything to cheer me up. No shit. My parents, I think, were hit harder by the news than I was. They practically had 2 hemorrhages apiece. I had already had a full day by then to digest everything. To them, it was all fresh. They were even willing to sell our house in order to pay for a cure. Of course there isn't a cure. Of course, it's genetic. Because of the late discovery of this condition, I've had to stay at the hospital to recuperate from the treatments. When I was first admitted, it felt as if I was missed. For about a week, my room in the ward was full of flowers, balloons, and cards. Typical gifts. but the visitors soon dwindled, and all the get-well gifts began trickling down to nothing shortly after. I realized that the only reason I had gotten so many cards and flowers was because sending me their you know what? Let's move on. You can read that. Maybe some people were genuinely concerned, but I doubt it. Even in the beginning, I barely had any visitors. By the end of the month, only my parents came on a regular basis. Iwanako was the last to stop visiting. After 6 weeks, I never saw her again. We never had that much to talk about when she visited anyways. We didn't touch the subject that was between us on that snowy day. Dude, you had the chance to freaking answer her. Don't leave a girl in the dark. The hospital? It's not really a place I'd like to live in. The doctors and nurses feel so impersonal and faceless. I guess it's because they're in a hurry and they have a million other patients waiting for them. But it makes me feel uncomfortable. No shit. For the first month or so, I asked the head cardiologist every time I saw him for a rough estimate of when I'd be able to leave. He never answered anything in a straightforward way, but told me to wait and see if the treatment and surgeries had worked. That's not a good sign. So I idly observed the scar that those surgeries had left on my own chest and slowly changed its appearance over time, thinking of it as some kind of omen. I still ask the head cardiologist about leaving, but my expectations are low enough now that I'm not disappointed anymore when I don't get a reply. The way he shuffles around the answer shows that there is at least some hope. At some point, I stopped watching TV. I don't know why, I just did. Maybe it was the wrong kind of escapism from my situation. You should watch House, that should really make you feel happy. I started reading instead. There was a small library, in quotes, at the hospital. Although it was more like a storeroom for books, I began working my way through it, one small stack at a time. After consuming them, I would go back for more. I found that I liked reading and think I even became a bit addicted. I start feeling naked without a book in my hands. About the same things I go through, only I like watching TV too. But I loved the stories. That's what my life was like. The days became increasingly harder to distinguish from each other, differing only by the book I was reading and the weather outside. It felt like time blurred into some kind of goofy mass I was trapped inside, instead of moving within. Good God, this is a long sequence. A week go by without me really noticing it. Sometimes I'd pause in realization that I didn't know what day of the week it was. But other times, all the things that surrounded me would painfully crash into my conscience. Screw that word. Through the barrier of nonchalance. I can say that, but not consciousness? Wow. I had set up for myself. The pages of my book would start to feel sharp and burning hot, and the heaviness in my chest would become so hard to bear that I had to put the book aside and just lay down for a while, looking at the ceiling as if I was going to cry. Dude, you're in the hospital for a heart attack at, 16, 17? You should cry. But that happened only rarely, and I couldn't even cry. Holy crap, and we got out of that. Alright, I think we're going to, I don't know, maybe exit the hospital and then end this recording. Today the doctor comes in and gives me a smile. He seems excited but not very. It's like he's trying to make an effort to be happy on my behalf. My parents are here. It's been a few days since I've last seen them. Both of them are even sort of dressed up. Is this supposed to be some kind of special occasion? It's not a party. They could be partying for your death, buddy. There is a ritual in the head. Screw it. There is this ritual the head cardiologist has. He takes his time sorting his papers, then setting them aside as if to make a point of the pointlessness of what he just did. That's all, doctors, bud. Don't concern yourself with it. Then he casually sits down on the edge of the bed next to mine. He looks me in the eyes for a moment. "Hello, Hisao. How are you today?" I don't answer him, but I smile a little. Back at him. "I believe that you can go home. Your heart is stronger now, and with some precautions, you should be fine. We have all your medications sorted out. I'll give your father the prescription." The doctor hands the sheet of paper to my dad, whose expression turns wooden as he reads it quickly. Oh God. So many. I clicked. There we go. I take it from his hand and take a look myself, feeling numb. How am I supposed to react to this? The absurdly long list of medications staring back at me from a paper seems big word. They all blend together. Holy crap, stop that. This is insane. Side effects, adverse effects. Holy crap. Holy crap. I can't understand any of it. Attempting to only makes me feel sicker. All this for the rest of my life, every day? I feel bad for you, dude. I'm afraid that this is the best we can do at this point. However, new medications are always being developed, so I wouldn't be surprised to see that list fade over the years. Over the years? Yeah. You're summed it up for me, basically. What kind of confidence booster is that? I'd have felt better if he hadn't said anything at all. Also, I've spoken with your parents, and we believe that it would be best if you don't return to your old school. What? Please, calm down, Hisao. Listen. Oh, wait, this is a dad voice. Please, calm down, Hisao. Listen to what the doctor has to say. Calm down? The way he says it tells me he knew full well that I wouldn't like it. Am I going to be homeschooled? Whatever my concern shows, it's ignored. We all understand that your education is paramount. However, I don't think that it's wise for you to be without supervision. I'm gonna give the doctor a jackass voice. At least not until we're sure that your medication is suitable. So I've spoken to your parents about a transfer. It's a school called Yamaku Academy that specializes in dealing with disabled students. Disabled? What? Am I? It has 24-hour nursing staff, and it's only a few minutes from a highly regarded general hospital. The majority of students live on the campus. Think of it as a boarding school of sorts. It's designed to give students a degree of independence while keeping help nearby. It's a sick school. Independence? It's a school for disabled kids. Don't try to disguise that fact. I like this. Also, no one get us insulted by this. This is just a game, and if it was really that free, there wouldn't be a 24-hour nursing staff, and you wouldn't make a hospital being nearby a selling point. I agree. Of course, that's only if you want to go. But your mother and... Oh, crap. Of course, that's only if you want to go. But your mother and I aren't really able to homeschool you. We went out there and had a look at a couple weeks back. I think you'd like it. It looks like I really don't have a choice. God damn it, you two. Oh, that's the doctor. I was about to do dad voice again. Compared to the other heart problems, people with your condition usually tend to live long lives. You need a job one day, and this will be a good... Okay. This isn't an opportunity. Don't call it an opportunity. Don't call it a goddamned opportunity. Well, you should be excited at the chance to go back to school. I remember you wanted to return to school, and while it's not the same one, special school, that's an insult, to say the least. That is what I want to say. It's a step down. It's not what you think. All of the students there are pretty active in their own sort of way. It's geared towards students that can still get around and learn, but just need a little help in one way or another. Your father's right. And many of the graduates of that school have gone on to do amazing things. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disability. You hear all that, guys? I could probably be something better than whatever it is I'm about trying to look for. One of my colleagues in another hospital is a graduate. I don't care. A person doesn't have to be held back by their disabilities. That's what a disability is, you idiot. I really hate that something so important was decided for me. Well, what can I do about it? A normal life is out of the question now. It's funny, I'd always thought my life was actually kind of boring, but now I miss it. I want to protest. I want to blame this lack of reaction on shock or fatigue. I could easily yell out something now, something about how I can go back to school anyway, but no, because I'm too stupid. I don't say anything. The fact is that I now know it's futile. Futile, whatever you want to call it. I look around the room feeling tired of all this. The hospital, doctors, my condition, everything. I don't see anything that would make me feel any different. There really isn't a choice. I don't like this, but the thought of going to a disabled school, what are those even like? As much as I try to put a positive spin on all this, it's very difficult. But let me try. A clean slate isn't a bad thing. Yes, it is. That is all I can think of to get me through this. At least I'll have something. Even if it's a special school, it's something. It's a fresh start, and my life isn't over. It would be a mistake just to resign myself to thinking that. At the very least, I'll try and see what my new life will be like. Alright, and I think we'll end this here. If you liked this, leave a like, a favorite, a comment, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all next time on the battlefield.